So Caledonia is in Ofallon, which is the largest suburb of the St. Louis Metro in population. So it's huge. Ofallon has a lot of stuff to choose from and a lot of different areas. Now, Caledonia is on the western side of Ofallon, and it's kind of the newest part because you have a lot of these new neighborhoods and brand new communities being built within the same vicinity. So Caledonia is going to be huge. There's going to be about 650 homes when it's built and a lot of commercial space. But if Caledonia isn't the right fit for you, or you want to look around in the area, you're right down the street from some other ones: Summerlin, Amberley, Wesley, Wingate Oaks, and Shady Creek. Those are some other, neighborhoods that were just built in Ofallon. There's more, that's what comes to mind first though. So like all within this area, you have new homes, lots of new custom stuff being built, and it is beautiful. Like these homes are gorgeous. So in this video, I'm gonna focus on Caledonia, talk about the details, stuff going on, and what you probably want to know if you're curious about living there. So let's get right to it. Hey, welcome to the channel, or welcome back. My name is Jacob Peistrup. And hey, real quick, if you're thinking about moving to Caledonia or Ofallon or somewhere in St. Louis, if you want help buying a house or a condo or navigating new construction and negotiating with the builders, send us an email or send us a text. My team and I are licensed realtors here in St. Louis. This is what we're here for. This is what we love. If we can help you out at all, totally up to you. It's your choice. I will say with new construction specifically, it's best to get in touch with us first before the builders, because if you start that process, they're not gonna allow us to represent you. So it's up to you, not required, but if you want help, we always love hearing from our clients through the YouTube channel. So Caledonia, it is under construction right now. When it's all said and done, you're looking at about 650 new homes, give or take. There's also gonna be a decent amount of commercial space. So office, retail, banks. You're right next to the soccer fields. There's a movie theater right there. There's more office space and retail. And you're right across the highway from Winghaven Country Club and the huge MasterCard campus, which brings a lot of people to the area for work. Anyone at MasterCard, that's a big company right down the street from you in Caledonia. Now, what I was saying before, Ofallon is a pretty big area, and a lot of it was built, over the last 2 decades. Like St. Charles County has just taken off with growth and with people moving here. So if you're closer towards the center of Ofallon, like towards the middle area, you'll see a lot more neighborhoods that are kind of, between 20, 25 years old, a little bit on the older side for Ofallon. Out west, especially in this area around Caledonia, you see a lot more that's under 5 years old. There's a lot that's being built right now, and there's a bunch of developments that they finished within the past couple of years that have just started taking off in Ofallon. I mean, it's just exploded over the past couple of years. I mean, especially after COVID, now everyone can work remotely and people want a nicer, newer built house. And St. Charles County, and Ofallon specifically, there's just a lot more new stuff in this area. So in Caledonia, you're gonna have houses by Lombardo and Fischer. So those are the 2 builders you would be working with. I will say the majority is Fischer. So Fischer has the most lots available. Lombardo has around 45 to 50. And here's the thing, they're mostly sold out. So Lombardo has, at the time of filming this video, early September, there's 2 by Lombardo. Fischer has dozens and dozens of lots still for sale. So if you're looking at doing a new build in Caledonia, it's probably gonna be Fischer. So I'm mostly gonna focus this video around Fischer and the stuff they're doing, because Lombardo is, almost all their lots are sold. They're just finishing the last new construction. So Fischer is offering a few different series. And the series is just they'll take a bunch of floor plans and group it together based on price and upgrades they come with. So you have some townhomes, which are gonna start from $250 base price with Fischer, and then they have 3 options for single family houses. So they have the Maple Street collection, which is gonna start at about $420,000 base price, not including upgrades, not including lot premiums. They're gonna have the Designer Series starting from $450,000, and then the Masterpiece collection is gonna be upwards of $550,000. After premiums and upgrades, probably around 600 is gonna be the starting point for the masterpiece. So this is gonna be the more expensive houses, the bigger lots, the nicer upgrades. That's kind of the big thing between the different series they have. The floor plans within each series are kind of grouped together. They have stuff in common. Some of the cheaper ones are usually more basic with what's already included. And then once you get to the expensive ones, the masterpiece, you just see that they are bigger homes and they have a lot more luxury and premium stuff that's standard. So they have a lot more that's already included in the base price. And here's the thing with upgrades, that's definitely what we have clients ask us about the most. You can stick, close to the base price if you want to do that. But with something like the Masterpiece Collection, like if you want to go all out on upgrades, you got a lot to pick from. And if you want that house to end up closer in the $800,000 or $900,000 range, upgrades will get you there depending on what you choose. Fischer also has some cool styles. Like if you want a pretty traditional looking house, they can do that. But they can also do some more of these like transitional and very contemporary looking houses if you want something that's a little bit more chic, more modern. You see a lot of that, especially with Fischer. They got some cool stuff that they will build. And then the big thing, time frame. If you don't want to wait 12 months for a house, they do have some market homes. Most of them are townhomes, but they do have a couple single families that are market homes. They're move-in ready, because right now that's the killer for a lot of people doing new construction. It's like, how badly do you want the house now? And then are you willing to wait 12 months, maybe rent somewhere in the meantime for the new build house to finish if they have not broken ground yet? And I mean, like I said, there's still a lot of new stuff right down the street. So if you just keep driving Highway Double D or turn onto Dyer Road, that's like one community after another of just like brand new neighborhoods. So you have a lot to pick from. And since it's gonna be a pretty big neighborhood, they do have some decent amenities. So they got the pool, they got the clubhouse, they have the indoor space, they have playgrounds, walking trails, and then they're also going in with some bocce ball courts and pickleball courts. And I was just having this conversation the other day with one of my colleagues saying that like every new neighborhood these days is going for pickleball courts. And I swear, like 2 years ago, I never heard someone talk about pickleball or saying they're going to play pickleball. And then nowadays, it's like every new neighborhood, it's got pickleball courts somewhere in the community. So it's pretty funny, but there's the trend for you. People like pickleball now. Like I feel like when I was a kid, it was like basketball, it was tennis courts, like the traditional stuff. And now it's pickleball. And I'm like, okay, cool. We're going for pickleball now. And want to add to, for the houses, you're also gonna have choices between a 1-story house, if you want a 2-story, if you want a story and a half, you got all of that to pick from. And then if you're building with Fischer, they do have some pretty cool options for like multi-level houses. It's like the modern day take on a split level, like I swear. Fischer has some really cool stuff that other builders aren't doing here, which is like the split level, like you'll see this 5-story house, which is pretty cool. It's like not the traditional split level you're probably thinking of, but it's like you have your main floor and then you have a bunch of half flights up and half flights down to have like separate living spaces. So it's like all very open concept, but maintaining like different areas that are separated by some stairs. And like I said, there's gonna be a lot of commercial space too. So Caledonia is gonna have a lot of houses and there's gonna be a lot of commercial and shopping that's also in the same area. So the commercial properties right now are a little bit slower to sell and develop. They're still trying to sell a few of the lots and then a couple others are under construction right now. But that's the thing where, until the lots sell, I don't know who's gonna buy it or what's gonna be built there because that's still kind of up in the air depending on what they wanna go for. So I know they're aiming for at least some kind of office and then retail, but then restaurants, shops, banks, I don't really know what the full mix is gonna be. But I can tell you that there's gonna be some commercial space whenever it ends up finishing. I don't know when. I don't know all the details. It is tough to find every piece of information without calling like all the developers, which Sometimes I do, but it's a lot that's still TBD because they're still trying to get the lots under contract. But I think the one good thing when all the commercial stuff is finished is that it'll be more of like a buffer between the highway and the houses, because right now if you drive by, it's still a lot of open land and it's still being developed, especially for the commercial places. So you kind of look from the highway to this like open piece of dirt, and then you have the houses. When it's all said and done, I think the commercial space will be kind of a good barrier between the highway so that you're not looking at the highway from your house and you don't hear the noise as much from 64. So overall, there still is a ways to go just because there's still so much stuff to be built in Caledonia. So if you are moving here, whether it's Caledonia or somewhere else in the St. Louis area, like I said, just shoot us an email, shoot us a text if you want help. We're pretty easy to get a hold of. If you want help with new construction or buying a resale home, we got your back. So let's get in touch, schedule a call, and go from there. So thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Hope you take care. Have a wonderful day. I'll see you in the next video on the Living St. Louis channel. Hey, thanks for watching the video. If you're still curious about new construction, definitely check out the playlist I have on new construction. I try to add new videos to it regularly. Whether you're curious about a specific new build community or you're just generally interested in new construction around St. Louis, I have a bunch of videos, so check it out.